What's good, YouTube? Dorsey Made Gaming here, and y'all, today I kind of want to touch a little bit on a couple of things. Number one, weather in Madden 18. I know we talked about it with dynamic weather and things like that, but I kind of want to touch on that a little bit more. Also, I kind of want to touch on Ultimate Team. First of all, weather. We talked about how dynamic weather coming to Madden in the Frostbite engine, and essentially how the weather may change. Instead of it just like in the game right now, if I click on rain or snow, it's going to be raining and snowing the entire game. You're not going to see the accumulation of snow on the field. You're not going to see, which in realistic ways, you're not going to see the accumulation of a lot of water on the football fields, especially nowadays, because they're designed to drain water off of the field. So long gone are the days where you see water puddles on the NFL football field. The fields are very well designed, even to the point where they are heated, so snow doesn't build up on them as much. But what I would like to see from weather is actually even having the weather affect the game. For instance, if there's high wind in it in a game, it's going to affect how that pass gets to the wide receivers. It's going to affect the trajectory of the pass. It's going to affect, which we already know, the kicks and stuff like that, which it does that, but you don't see the wind playing a factor on the game. And also with it being rainy, you don't see more fumbles when it's raining, which you should. The balls are slippery. So, and not saying a major increase in fumbles, but just a slight increase in fumbles, as well as drop passes and things of that nature. Even how the quarterback throws the ball is affected if it's a downpour or something to that effect. Those are kind of some of the things I would like to see. Also with the dynamic weather, starting out with it may be sunny outside, but by the end of the game, it could be cloudy or rain showers could come through, thunderstorms, things of that nature. Would be really, really, really cool to see in the game as far as weather. But the meat and potatoes of what I want to talk about today is Ultimate Team, because we're what, little under 2 months away from the release of Madden 18, somewhere in there, about 2 months away. And I go on Twitter, and Rex and the developers have made Ultimate Team cards for Ultimate Team right now. It's the development key where I guess you can get those 99 overall cards that they designed or whatever the case may be. And it's upsetting, man. It's upsetting. And I'm going to tell you why. Because to me, it's like you can support Ultimate Team for an entire year after that game is released, but you don't add anything to franchise mode. And I know people will say, well, they added updated rosters and updated commentary. Nah, man. The same way that they're adding and taking away stuff from Madden Ultimate Team a year after that game is released, why can't they do stuff like that for franchise mode? Even update a patch or something of that effect to franchise mode, to where you got commentary or updated presentations or stuff like that to franchise mode. Why is it? And I know a lot of people say the simple answer is Ultimate Team brings in the money, so they're gonna go and do what the money is there for. But I mean, I guess I'm asking to kind of bring light to this situation, because they keep talking like franchise mode is just perfect. Everybody loves it. There's nothing to change. There is a lot to be changed in franchise mode. There is a lot that the community desires in franchise mode. And I find it appalling and upsetting that it seems that EA is just focusing so much on Madden Ultimate Team. And it's almost stupidity in nature. You can see the end of this, right? How you forget about franchise mode, and then you turn around the same way that you're having to fix gameplay now. You're going to have to turn around, Rex, and fix franchise mode, because you're sweeping it under the same refrigerator that you just cleaned out underneath that refrigerator that you're talking about with the gameplay. But Now you sweeping franchise mode right under there and letting the refrigerator back down. So you essentially creating the same problem. Even some of the game changers have said that they want improvements to franchise mode and that they don't understand how they can EA can say that franchise mode is good the way that it is. They don't see anything that needs to be changed. There's tons of stuff that can be changed in franchise mode. The scouting, the free agency, the presentation for one. Can we get a halftime show? Can we get a post-game, pre-game show? You know, there's a laundry list of things that can be changed in franchise mode. And to me, it upsets me how you're still this close to Madden 18 and you're still rolling out new stuff for Madden Ultimate Team in 17. It's upsetting. It's appalling. It's preposterous. You know, whatever other words in the thesaurus I can think about other than cussing on air, I don't do that, man. It's crazy, man. Why can't we get that same respect for franchise mode? You know, I understand that Madden Ultimate Team brings in the money. I understand that that's where that's at. And it is for business. It's good because it brings in more business. But you are leaving out the core players. They say, well, we want to add something to Ultimate Team this year because, you know, we've been adding the franchise mode and we kind of left Ultimate Team out. Okay, it's Ultimate Team. You buy some packs and you play. They added team play to Ultimate Team and didn't even give it to the franchise mode players because they said it didn't seem feasible that people would only play with 4 or 5 teams and think. So what? If you spending $70-something for this game, because the majority of us getting the GOAT edition, you buying this game, you should be dang well able to play with whoever you want to play with. Who are the developers to say that, oh, we don't want this in the game because we want people to play with every team? That's idiotic. The majority of people are going to play with certain teams anyway. It's going to be the same way with NBA Live. The majority of people either going to play with the Warriors or they're going to play with the Cavaliers. They're going to recreate what they see on TV and stuff like that. You can't not put something in the game just because you want to control how people play that game. At that point, you're taking it away from the community. It becomes your game. So why not keep that to yourself? You see what I'm saying? It's upsetting because, you know, if we had competition in the NFL gaming community, then you would see a lot better games coming out. You would see a lot better things being put to light. And really the community has to speak up. The people that has to speak up for things like this are the EA game changers and the people with the biggest platforms to speak up on these things. Some of y'all YouTubers out there with 50, 100,000, a million views that's sitting here watching this stuff happen. You got to say so, man. You have a voice and you can utilize that to get some changes going, man. I'm not saying not to give anything to Ultimate Team. I'm all willing for that. But there's plenty of plate and not enough food. You see what I'm saying? They got plenty of room. They got plenty of food and not enough plate. But with the game being only on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, to me, there is no excuse why you can't give something to franchise mode, especially hearing what the community is saying about franchise mode, because to say that it's okay as it is utterly preposterous because y'all know what the community is saying about franchise mode. You know what I'm saying? You can watch our live streams alone and see how many people say stuff about franchise mode. It's not fine just the way that it is. We want more. We don't want, and not necessarily even saying more, but change the structure. For instance, nobody wants to pick where they go in the draft. The majority of people want to work and earn where they go in the draft. Like we talked about in the live stream today, people want a sense of immersion, and franchise mode doesn't feel immersive because you get to pick what team you go to. You get to pick where you went in the draft, and after that, the game is bland. Free agent, there's no incentive to continue playing it. So that tells you that there is something missing, that immersiveness is missing. I can't demand a trade. I can't, if I'm playing bad, you know, the coach market me around to other teams and stuff like that. That's little stuff that you can add that can go a long way in the game. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing set up in the game where I can put in extra time or study film that players do in real life to give them the edge on game day. There's nothing set up in the game that way. That's something small. While, yeah, it may be a little difficult to add, it's small in spectrum that you can add to the game that just adds to the immersion. You see what I'm saying? If you can continually roll out content, new stuff for Madden Ultimate Team, even during, you know, the Madden 17 year, Why can't you do the same thing for franchise mode? You see what I'm saying? Why does it have to be that when the game is done, it's done? You can't add to it. Because I'm going to tell you a really good plan that EA could do. Instead of putting out a game every year, they can put out a game every other year. My good friend, the GOAT, said it perfectly. He said that he bought that up. Good big shout out to GOAT for, bringing that up. And to expound on that, here's a way that it can work. Just like you're updating Ultimate Team and stuff, when we 2 months away from the next Madden game, you can put out a game. And you can have DLC. EA, this is going to make you money. This is going to make you money. Put out a game, say Madden 18. Don't bring out a Madden 19 or bring out a Madden 19. Just bring it out in 2019 instead of 2018. So bring out Madden 18. Everything's there. Okay. Now, don't bring out a game next year. So in 2008, don't release a Madden, but rather do what a lot of these other games are doing and release DLC. DLC is going to get you money, because I wouldn't mind paying for DLC that brings in a halftime show, a pregame show, a postgame show. You can call it the presentation DLC package. I'd pay $20 for that, to have a good pregame show, a postgame show, a weekly wrap-up show. You see what I'm saying? Have a package called the GOAT package, where, hey, it allows your creative player to actually watch film to earn more XP, do extra workout drills, just different stuff like that. Add a coaching package DLC that allows you to schedule workouts and stuff like that for the team, or actually get to watch the combine, play the Senior Bowl, things like that. People will pay money for that. And people would be glad to pay money for that. People will be upset. They'll be like, why you didn't put that in the game? But here's why. Because, the game can only hold so much. And so doing that in DLC and skipping a year allows you to work on those things to implement them later on, while still having the time to work on the game for the following year. I'd love that. I'd love that. I think a lot of people would like that. We would like to see those things in the game, but since you may not put that in the game until 2 years down the road, you can do it that way. Just release it as DLC. Charge 10, 15 bucks, or charge, $20 per DLC package, or just have a season pass for 35, 40 bucks like everybody else is doing. That's microtransactions. That's not a microtransaction. It's DLC. I don't mind paying for DLC. It's not a pay to win type of thing. I'm paying to have a more immersive experience, and I'm fine with that, me personally. I would prefer you to put it in the game. But since we're talking about money, and since Ultimate Team seems to wear the crown because they bring y'all more money, then I'm going to talk to it. I'm going to speak about these things in a sense that it would make sense to you from a business standpoint. Do it as DLC. Charge $20 per DLC package for additions in the game. People are going to buy it at the end of the day. We're going to complain, but at the end of the day, they're going to buy it, and it's going to bring you more revenue. You see what I'm saying? So it's just upsetting, man, that I'm still this close to launch going on and seeing them still doing stuff and marketing Ultimate Team. And I understand people are going to say, well, they're not talking about franchise because they haven't said anything about it yet. I'm wondering what's going to be said about it at EA Play. I'm wondering what's going to be added to it. And I'm betting you that when you compare what's added to Ultimate Team to what's potentially possibly going to be added to franchise mode, the list in Ultimate Team may be more. I don't know. Because it sounds like a lot of their resources are working on this story mode. Like, it's almost like franchise mode has become the third wheel. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, y'all, this is what I'm feeling right now. I hope that come E3 and EA Play that I'm wrong, that I hope that I'm gonna have to make a video saying I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I hope that that's the case. I don't think it is. But like I said, I hope it is, because that means that they are going to implement some stuff that's going to make franchise mode worth playing for an entire year. You see what I'm saying? But that's all I got for right now, y'all. Probably going to do the live stream later on today, so tune in for that. Signing off like I always sign off. Till next time, and God bless.